Hello everyone, my name is Dhaval Thanki and I want to share this quick little anecdote with you guys in the context of internal communication and how we can really work on constantly improving it. So let's dive right in. Once there was this kid who dozed off in his maths class. So suddenly the bell rings, the kid wakes up. The class is over. He looks at the board. There were two problems written on the board. So he quickly notes those problems down in his notebook and packs his bag and goes home. Now he's trying to solve these two problems because he assumes that these were homework problems and everyone else in the class is going to be able to solve them. Because they were paying attention and he wasn't because he was asleep. So he really racks his brains and sort of tries his best to solve these two problems. Unfortunately, he's not able to solve even one of those two problems. So he gets really dejected and frustrated, but he tells himself that, you know what, I have to solve these problems because everyone else is going to be able to solve it. And if I show up in class tomorrow without solving these problems, the teacher is going to feel and the teacher is going to know that I was sleeping in the class, and that's not going to really pan out well for me. So he sort of puts himself beyond the possibility of failure. He knows he has to do it, and he kind of goes all in, refers to all his notes, looks at all the course material, puts in his best efforts, and finally, after a lot of hustle, he's able to solve one out of those two problems. So he goes to school the next day, walks up to the teacher and tells her that, ma'am, I was able to solve only one of these two problems because I was asleep in the class yesterday. The teacher looks at the solution of the problem and looks back at the kid and is very pleasantly surprised. And she's like, how the hell did you solve this? Now, the point was, those two problems were the two unsolvable problems in the history of mathematics, and that's the reason why the teacher had written those two problems down on the board. But the kid didn't have this context. He didn't know that these were unsolvable problems. He believed that these problems can be solved and everyone else is going to solve them, and therefore he has to solve them. This belief kind of put him beyond the possibility of failure and kind of put him into a state which helped him actually crack one of the two problems. So I'm sure you guys get the point here, right? Oftentimes we're able to do amazing things if we're able to really believe in our capability. So that's really the choice of words in terms of how we communicate with ourselves. If we use the right words to communicate with ourselves in a given situation or a scenario or a problem, more often than not, we're going to be able to create the right states of mind, which is going to help us create the right results that we want to create, right? So very important, very, very simple, but very, very important point, to choose the right words for your internal communication, to choose the words that put you in a resourceful state. So when we tell ourselves, I can do this, these words have the power to program your subconscious to be able to get your mind to figure out the best way of doing it. And it works. And we've all seen this work in some shape and form in our lives. I'm sure we've all had incidents when we've done something, and then when we look back at it with a sense of wonder, we would say, oh my God, I can't imagine how I actually managed to do this, right? And that really is the proof of the fact that we're capable of so much more than what we think we are. And we should stop coming in our own way in terms of allowing us to leverage our capabilities to their full potential to be able to create the results that we want to create in our lives. So let's internalize this powerful paradigm of power of belief, and let's create the right beliefs and therefore the right communication with ourselves that helps us do amazing things. So that's really the point that I wanted to share in the context of how we can improve our internal communication. And that's essentially the idea behind putting this page together on Facebook called the Communications Wizard, where we could share these interesting narratives, short stories and anecdotes and concepts that can help us all improve our internal communication and therefore improve our experience of life. So do subscribe to this page, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video real soon. Thanks.